Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Sip and Smoke podcast with myself and Billy. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. It's a little bit of a weird one today, isn't it?
It is weird because we've got no guest with us. So.
Yeah, it feels strange. It's been a while since it's just been me and you sitting, just talking about everything. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a weird one. But
I was getting nervous before these for some reason.
I see what you mean, like a little bit of a nervous flutter in your stomach.
Yeah, it's like butterflies.
Yes, it is a weird one. But yeah, I'm not doing too bad. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited to get into this. This is going to be the first podcast of 2025.
It is, yeah.
And really excited to get into this. So should we just talk about the cigars?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, as you say, we're really excited. And for me, I'm thoroughly... that doesn't even make sense. I'm really, really looking forward to this cigar that I have today. But I'm going to let you start because there's a little bit of a special reason as to why you've picked this one.
Yeah. So because we started a new year, I just thought, why not take it back to the roots and go with the first ever cigar that I'd ever sampled. This is the Drew Estate Acid Cuba Cuba cigar. Now, I remember when Anthony sat me down in the lounge when we had it, and he was like, here you go, try this.
This was even before my time. I wasn't even
it was
within this company at that point. But
yeah, I think it was 2019, towards the end of 2019. And he sat me down in the lounge and said, try this. And I remember looking at it thinking, this is a big cigar. I've never had a cigar, bearing in mind that I'd never smoked cigarettes or vaped or anything like that. So this is a pretty big, hefty cigar for my first cigar, but it opened my eyes to what cigars can be like.
Yeah, I was going to say, to start with as well, that's a very intriguing kind of cigar to sample, right? Obviously, the flavour profile of that one is very different to many other cigars that people will come to trial.
Yeah, that's right. So this is actually infused with botanicals and... I can't remember what it is. Herbs and botanicals. That's the one. I was going to say herbs and spices, but I realised that's KFC.
We're talking about the wrong company there. But
yeah. So the infusion is actually only known by the employees at Drew Estate. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a secret. So it is kind of like the KFC herbs and spices. I was going to say, you can
make the link there.
Yeah. But this is I feel like these are very Marmite blends. You know, people either love them or they hate them.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm kind of in the middle. I haven't revisited an infused cigar for maybe 3 years. It's been a while. And I had the Blue Connecticut. Is it Blue Connecticut?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I had that and the Morado Maduro version, which is somewhat similar, right?
Yeah.
Really liked them to begin with, but since moving on to more full-bodied, earthier, deeper flavour notes, I'm finding it difficult to bring myself back to that.
Well, your palate matures, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it changes over time. And I feel, you remember this, I mean, when I first started sampling cigars, I was pretty much just Cuban, like the whole way through. And I would sample a New World cigar and I'd be like, I don't know, there's too much going on. I like the simple flavour notes. I liked it. So I didn't have to worry about it too much. I didn't have to think about it too much. But over time, I really started to appreciate more blends and understand different blends and flavour notes and profiles. And now I'd say I probably smoke 80 to 20% New Worlds.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think I'm kind of 80-20, 90-10. I don't tend to dive too deep into Cuban cigars at the moment. Maybe that'll increase, maybe I'll smoke a few more of them or sample a few more of them in the time coming up, maybe throughout 2025. I know we'll get onto New Year's resolutions later on, but maybe throughout 2025 I'll give them more of a chance and see if I can come to grips and come to terms with them a little bit more. I think there's definitely a time and a place for every cigar. But I just like the complexity that New World tends to give over Cubans, which for me personally, I think, as I've said many times before, it's one-dimensional.
Yeah, you don't get too much, do you?
So. There's not too much variation in things, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Cool. Well, what are you sampling today?
So I have the Cavalier Black Label 2 Robusto. Now, Cavalier brand this as the old school Maduro, and if you've been watching the channel for the last year, I've I do not shut up about Maduro cigars and darker wrappers and how much I enjoy them. And this is one that I've never really got round to. So what a way to start the year off. I think it's going to be very bold, complex, and that is everything that I wish for in a cigar. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I just want to mention as well, this added extra on the wrapper.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking off camera. I'm assuming this is meant to be a diamond. But we were saying, weren't we? It's like, a diamond's meant to be thinner than that?
Thinner.
Or...
So is it a sideways square?
Yeah, this is what I said to you. I was like, do I say this is a square or a diamond? Or I don't know, but...
It looks cool, though.
It is very cool. And with it being kind of part of the wrapper leaf as well, it just adds that little bit of contrast in the overall look. So
it's nice that you can smoke through that as well. You don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. As I say, you've got this little smaller band with the Cavalier black label on it. But yeah, other than that, you can smoke the entirety, which is pretty cool. It's something I've never really had before. See it very, very minimal amounts. So we'll see what it brings. But this one has a Mexican San Andres Maduro wrapper, and it has a Nicaraguan binder and filler. So, as I say, Nicaraguan tobacco should bring a lot of that bold flavour profile, which I really enjoy. Yeah,
and the blend for this one is Ecuadorian Sumatran wrapper with a Nicaraguan binder and filler as well.
I think I really need to give them a chance. Do you know, I think I'd be more inclined to have the Acid Atom Maduro? Again, just the Maduro wrapper just resonates with me. I don't know what it is. It's probably just, as I say, forced suggestion or whatever, but I tend to enjoy a darker wrapper more so than the Connecticut Shades and, you know, all of them.
Yeah, you've always been like that, to be fair, haven't you?
Yeah. So I think, as I say, I could definitely find the appreciation and the time to enjoy that type of cigar, but for me, I always want a little bit more out of it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, to be fair, this cigar straight off the bat, like, the flavor profile is insane. Like, just that sweetness is so... I don't want to say it's overpowering, but it almost is.
It's an insane aroma.
If you have a sweet tooth, this is for you.
Yeah. I mean, I as I say, I've not actually sampled this cigar before, but just taking it out of the cellophane a little bit earlier on, as soon as you take it off and lay it next to the other cigar, you're like, you can smell it straight away. It's like pipe tobacco. I
was just gonna say that it tastes the same as pipe tobacco smells, like the American blends ones, the really sweet ones. It's so sweet.
Oh, the black cherry American blend smells phenomenal.
It smells amazing.
Do you know Century do really good?
Century do really good ones.
Do you know the vanilla custard cream's a bit odd? Because you can kind of smell that it's like biscuity, I guess. It's a strange one. It's got like a mustiness to it, but some intriguing pipe tobacco flavour.
What's the one we got on recently? Well, I say recently, we could probably got in the last year or so.
Is it the black and gold? Sutliff?
No, it wasn't Sutliff. It was
Wilson's Ashara Inspiration.
Wilson's, that's the one. Yeah,
the purple bags.
Yeah.
They're really quite strong as well, like in terms of flavour, aroma. But I'm intrigued. I think I might have to give one a go soon. Maybe I'll pick up the sampler and give it a go.
Sure, I'm quite surprised really, because I'm getting a spice. It's quite spicy. There's a sweetness, but it's spicy as well. Very interesting.
Is that Nicaraguan as well?
Yeah.
So you have a little bit of a boldness and a little bit of that spice, but as I say, from the smell of the wrapper, you'd expect complete sweetness all the way through.
Yeah, definitely. It's just weird to come back to it after so long. Yeah. So it's been 5 years since I sampled this cigar, so yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. It changes. It's weird how it changes.
Yeah, it really is. Shall we move on to pairing though? Because we have a nice whiskey today, don't we?
Yeah, we have a bourbon, as you always like to say. Is it bourbon bourbon?
Bourbon bourbon. I always get confused between the two. I always look at the chocolate biscuits in the store and like, my favourite bourbon.
Absolute staple biscuit for me. Love it. So I can see it. I can see why it comes onto your mind.
So this is the Blanton's original single barrel bourbon whiskey. This is a Kentucky whiskey, straight bourbon. And I've not tried this one yet. Have you tried it?
No. I feel like it's hard enough to get and keep hold of a good amount of stock of this, let alone to even get a chance to try it, you know? As I say, outside of kind of being here, I don't tend to try that many new whiskies, you know? It smells very sweet on the nose.
It is sweet.
I'll give it a sip.
It's definitely citrusy.
See, I don't know if I'm getting a citrus. Do you know what's weird? It's kind of like a very, very subtle warmth / cinnamon type spice.
Yeah.
On the tip of my tongue, around my palate. I don't know. Smooth though.
It was really smooth, yeah.
It'd be weird to see how, well, for you exactly, definitely, how the sweetness of that and the sweetness of that kind of contrast.
I was just going to say that I'm wondering if either one's going to overpower the other.
Mm-hmm.
The whiskey, to me, that has a long finish, a really long finish. I can still taste it.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe.
Could be one of your best pairings. But I guess we'll soon see. But obviously, I mean, a bit of a disclaimer. I mean, we can't film these in terms of date wise right on the button for when we have to release them. So we are a little bit ahead. Obviously, this will be going out in January 2025. For us, it's currently the
18th,
18th of December. So we're a little bit ahead of schedule, but obviously the way the schedule works and how sort of busy we are over these Christmas periods and things.
Yeah, it makes it kind of difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah, we kind of have to pre-plan and get it in. And kind of the reason why we don't have a guest as well, right? Christmas period, massively busy for the industry. So we didn't want to kind of try and bring anybody away from that. And, everyone's got a lot going on. So we thought we'd just sit back and relax, take it back to the roots, as you said, without Cigar.
Yeah.
We're now sitting here, just me and you. But we've had a lot of fun this month.
We have. Probably more so for you than me.
Well, I'm kind of more behind the scenes, so I get to laugh and think. I think you're more the face of this current project that's going on across Christmas. Yeah,
so we've been posting the 12 Days of Christmas videos, and of which maybe you guys have seen them. If not, I've been dressing up as an elf and being naughty and changing prices and slashing prices and
creating deals.
Yeah.
And just causing absolute havoc for the rest of the marketing team that have to kind of put all of these things in place. But
exactly. It's been fun though.
It has been fun.
I mean, the amount of times we've been running around that shop downstairs and
trying to get the perfect shot. The best one for me was the running up the stairs for the tobacco one.
Fun. Yeah.
We started in like halfway down the cellar, ran up the stairs, you popped your head round. And then it was a massive sprint all the way up the stairs into the thing. You ran straight for all the trays, knocked everything down. And yeah, it was a bit of fun to film. It didn't feel like there was any restriction as to what we could do, do you know?
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it from even just a filming standpoint. So for you, it must have even been a little bit more rewarding, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was. It's nice to see it all come together. Obviously, I edit everything and get it all ready, so I see it a lot more than other people do, so it's probably worse for me. But I enjoyed it. I think we get up to a lot of exciting stuff and fun stuff, really. I mean, with the filming that we do and like the reviews and the top 10, top 5 lists and whatnot, like it's such good fun. I think we've had a great year, really.
Yeah, 100%. I think we've definitely taken it a little bit of a step forward, especially with the podcast and the different styles of videos we're now starting to kind of put out. I think it's being well received, getting good feedback. So
yeah,
as I say, it makes it more rewarding for the both of us. It makes it a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable. It's going to be a hit, if you like. So.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's always important that we get that feedback because, again, like to you guys watching us at home, I mean, that feedback is crucial, because if we can improve on something, then that's, what we're here to do, improve on our content. But
100%. I think we also look at that for the podcast too. We like to try and make it as interactive and kind of welcoming, if that makes sense. We know if you guys want to see specific guests, let us know, email us or drop a comment below and let us know what you want to see, and we will do our best to try and accommodate for that and, bring you guys more so what you want to see rather than just kind of building from past things or whatever it may be. But
yeah, exactly. I think people really like the top 10 list that we did, so maybe we'll have to do some more of that.
Yeah, 100%. They're always quite fun to film as well.
They are, yeah.
it's probably quite nice to see what we're really enjoying in them current moments as well, especially people that follow the channel. Because obviously the reviews we do, they kind of fall into schedules and things like that as well.
Yeah.
It'd be good. It's free, right? It's free reign, creative freedom, all of that stuff, which is enjoyable.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm actually interested to know what you guys want to hear from us regarding top 10s or videos in general. If you've got any suggestions, just let us know in the comments. We'll definitely check them out and see what we can do.
100%.
Talking of 2024 though, and what we've been creating, it's been a pretty big year for Cigars, hasn't it?
Yeah, I feel like you could say that every year, but everything just keeps seeming to move forward.
I mean, we're always hitting new heights every single year, especially considering that Dominic London is now the parent company of Cigars. Dominic London is huge. Like, I think Dominic London own...
Is it 26, 27
26 or so companies across the world. Like, I can't even keep up. There's a new one opening all the time. But yeah, it's just fantastic to be involved within that. But
Speaking of which, we just opened a new La Casa del Habano, right? LCDH.
Yeah, we did. In the Gran Canaria.
Could think of worse spots to open a new shop. I wish I was over there right now, to be fair. Gran Canaria sounds quite inviting.
Yeah, definitely. So I've got a few notes here actually, because I thought it would be interesting for us to do like a roundup of the year for you guys. So we'll start it off in April when the Sip and Smoke podcast started. Obviously the most important one.
April.
For us, maybe.
Yeah, just for us. April. That's So what does that make this? The eighth podcast? 9th podcast?
No, this will be the 10th. Yeah, it's gone.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. See, I was expecting movies. I'm like, oh no, because the one with George was number 9.
Yeah, so we did one with George last month, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
It's been great fun though. I mean, we've had so many great guests like George, Anthony, Scott, just to name a few. Mitchell, of course, you know. It's been such an honour to get to know these people, you know, behind the scenes, not just as a company or a businessman, but as a person.
Yes.
And I think that's crucial when it comes to building these business relationships. Get to know that person.
100%. And that's what we're kind of trying to bring to the consumer as well, right? We're trying to bring that personality forward, and you only probably see them from what they kind of want you to see, I guess, from like a marketing standpoint or a business standpoint. So I think what we've tried to do is break the barrier between business and person. Yeah. And I think that's the main reason as I say, why we got into the Sip and Soak podcast. And so far, I think it's done very, very well. Yeah, I'm really proud of it. I am. I think we've done great. And I know, like, just compared to where we started, I mean, we've said this before, but when I started doing videos, I wasn't talking on camera. I wouldn't speak, would I, for months. Yeah. And now I know when you first started, you were like, yeah, I'm not doing videos or pictures or anything like that. I'm not interested. And now we're hosting the podcast. I was going to say, it's so funny, isn't it? Because as I said, I didn't even want my face to be on a photo. No. Let alone a video. And now we're doing long form content. We can't cut or edit. And we're just kind of let free to see what happens. Exactly, yeah. It's an insane step forward, but I think that's, as you said, that's development on our part and the company's part as well. I think that's a really good way to look at it. Definitely. Moving on to June, the Gran Canaria, the LCDH store did open. So Dominic London, the pan-European cigar group behind La Casa del Tobacco in Belgium and Cigars Limited in the UK, expanded its presence in 2024 by opening a second LCDH store in Gran Canaria, located in Puerto Rico, the Gran Canaria, I don't know if I said that right, Las Palmas. This new outlet features a walk in the humidor with a range of premium Havana cigars, client lockers, and a comfortable sampling area alongside top-tier cigar accessories and worldwide shipping via its new website. With this addition, Dominic London now operates 26 retail locations across the UK, Belgium, Switzerland, and the Canary Islands, solidifying its reputation as a leading cigar and whiskey specialist in Europe. That's insane. To have 26 locations across Europe.
that is definitely like, you can't really compare that to anyone else, really.
No.
Not within the industry, I don't think.
No, not to my knowledge, at least. And, I mean, to be a part of that whole thing is massive.
Yeah, exactly. Then we saw in September, Bolivar, the Auction Selection released for Mitchell Auction's 60th birthday.
So this is the 4th edition that he's done with
That's right, yeah.
Hunters and Franco. I believe the first one was in 2007. They did then the 2010, 2014, and then obviously this year, 2024. So this marks his 60th birthday. Hand-selected box, I believe it was 70 hand-selected boxes.
So 60 hand-picked boxes 60. From Hunters and Franco, yeah.
60 hand-picked boxes from Mitchell himself. You know, they're now double-banded. They have the Auction Selection gold band on there as well. So, you know, it just proves the kind of relationships that this company has built and Mitchell has built, and to be able to release from himself and, you know, be in partnership with Hunters and release a 60th birthday anniversary cigar. That's massive. I mean, you don't really see that at all across anything.
No. And not only that, but to have done that 3 times previously or prior to that, that's crazy and pretty much unheard of. I mean, Mitchell has done collaborations with brands that have never done collaborations before. I think, was it Alec Bradley?
Yeah, Alec Bradley. He's got Placencia as well.
Yeah.
Oliva. Regis. He's got Davidoff.
Regis Auction Selection, yeah.
He's got Davidoff Auction Selection. So they had the London edition Lancero. They had the Liverpool edition Toro, which the Liverpool edition Toro might go down as one of my favourite cigars of all time. I mean, you can't get them anymore, to my knowledge.
They're hard to get.
We haven't had them for a while. But that, I had it on 2 occasions. And I think I said this before in a video with yourself. Had it on 2 occasions and it was a phenomenal cigar. But yeah, going back to the Bolivar, I mean, the Bellicoso Fino is quite a staple cigar for you as well. You quite enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, genuinely fantastic, phenomenal cigar.
And I feel like consumers kind of worldwide really, really love that cigar. So to be able to bring that to a personalised sort of situation with Mitchell, his 60th birthday, and the previous ones as well, that's astonishing. It's insane. So, really? You know, hats off, well done.
Yeah, definitely. I love the story behind the Bolivar as well. The fact that Simon Bolivar liberated much of the South Americas from Spanish rule. I love that, and I loved learning about that brand. It's I really recommend trying the Bolivar selection if you haven't already. Yeah,
it truly is phenomenal.
Yeah. And moving on to November, we then had the Mash Tun Distillery Tour.
Oh, I wish I went. I wish I went. It looked so good.
It looked really good, didn't it? So it was a 3-night escape to Arbla which delivered the perfect mix of cigars, whiskey, and camaraderie. So there were a lot of Cuban cigars like the Partagas Lusitanias and the Punch Double Corona from 1999 as well.
I was going to mention, do you know what's insane about that?
What?
That cigar is older than me. That cigar is older than me, and they were enjoying it. I mean, I feel like, as I say, I wish I was there and able to try that because, you know, being able to smoke something that's older than you or sample something that's older than you, it kind of just has that little bit more of an appreciation, I think. Yeah, definitely. I do wonder sometimes if I'm smoking a cigar that's aged for a long period of time. I mean, I know that I had I think it was an Open J from Monte Cristo. Right. That was aged for... no, it was number 4 that was aged for 13 years, I believe. But I think I was new to my cigar journey during that time, so I would not have even noticed thought about it. Yeah, I wouldn't have. I just remember G at the time just saying to me, "Oh yes, this one's been aged for 13 years." I was like, "Cool, yeah, okay, cool, I'll take it." But now it's like 13 years. It's insane. But sorry, I keep interrupting you. But carry on. No, fine. This is it was a really good trip, and again, I think it would have been amazing if we could have gone, but there were a bunch of people that went. I think how many tickets were there? Off the top of my head, was it 12? I was going to say, I thought it might have been 12. I think it's around 12 to 15. It was based on rooms. Right. So we had, I think it was six or seven rooms, but then some were single housing, some were two people housing or whatever. But yeah, they basically sold out the rooms, and then obviously if you bought a room, you were then part of the ticket.
I see.
And part of the tour.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, really cool one. They got to. They travelled. Was it 2 or 3 different distilleries they had tours around as well? I know they went to Glenfarclas.
Glenfarclas, Glenallachie. Is it Glenallachie or Glenallachie?
Allachie.
Allachie, it is Allachie.
So it was just the 2. I say just the 2, but
I believe so. Yeah.
2 distillery tours. The absolute luscious scenery around Aberlour.
Yeah.
The mash tun.
Yeah.
Cigars that are older than me. Like, what more can you ask for? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I believe they're doing this yearly. I think this is a yearly thing.
Yeah, so there are plans to return it.
Mm-hmm. So who knows? Maybe we'll edge our way onto the tour. We'll
Fingers crossed. I know Usman went, so
yeah. We'll stay on an Airbnb or something down the road.
Yeah.
If there's no rooms left.
And then in November, we also had the return of the virtual hearth, which was a really, really great opportunity. Mm-hmm. I know that we were in talks about that for a while because the virtual hearths came out during COVID, and obviously no one could go out to sampling rooms or anything. Mm-hmm. So we thought, why not get people together online? They can sample a cigar from the comfort of their own home.
Yeah.
And enjoy learning about the brands and the cigars that way.
Mm-hmm. And then they kind of obviously finished when everything opened back up and we could go to lounges and all of them things and the sample events could happen again. It kind of stopped, didn't it? But as you say, we talked about it for a few months. We had a few people at different events saying about them, asking if they would come back. So we kind of pulled a few strings here and there, see what we could do, and we managed to collaborate again with Tor and a lever. So it was a successful night. Obviously, me and you hosted alongside Tor. We had Scott Vines. We also had Paul Hindmarsh which is our brand's director.
Yep, from Cigars.
We had Thomas Grayson.
Greisen
or Grayson.
I don't think it's Greisen.
But yeah, he worked for Aliva Cigars, so he was there talking all about those. But yeah, real cool adventure to kind of bring back. It takes the kind of travelling out for a lot of people out of the book.
Definitely, yeah.
It allows you to sit in the comfort of your own home, no stress. You can sit there in your pajamas or whatever, enjoy a nice cigar, listen to the people at the top of the brands talk about all of the things that you don't necessarily get to talk about or hear about. And I suppose we're doing it again.
We are, yes. So it'll be on the 16th of January.
16th.
So it should be the following week after this goes out. Yeah,
so we are collaborating once again with Tor, this time with Hoya de Nicaragua. Yep. We have Juan Martinez, who is the executive president of Hoya de Nicaragua, coming on the call with us. So again, it'll be another opportunity to get involved, ask the questions directly to the brand owner and kind of see everything from their point of view, if you like. It's like an interview kind of thing, but a very interactive,
more personal setting. Yeah,
more interactive, and as I say, you hear it straight from the mouth of the owners. So it's a great opportunity. So if you haven't grabbed your tickets already, please do. And as you say, you'll be able to smoke along with myself and Lewis, as well as Juan and Scott as well.
Yeah, the cigars for that, I believe, is the Cinco de Cinco. And what was the other one? It's
quite a cool one, really, because they've done... What we chose is the Hoya de Nicaragua Classica Selection B. So the Classic line was the first line that Hoya de Nicaragua created. And then on the flip side of that, we have the Hoya de Nicaragua Cinco de Cinco Robusto, which is their latest creation. So we're kind of starting at the start of their brand and ending with the end of their brand. Or I say the end, obviously they're going to keep bringing new cigars out, but at their current end, that's where we're at. So we're going to kind of filter through the entire thing, interview, ask the questions, and hopefully see what they've got coming in the future.
Yeah, and then we're pairing those with the new Stalladu core range, I believe.
We have 3 new editions of the single cask.
Yeah.
So the black and gold bottles, these bottles here.
Yeah.
The core range is then one there, but it's it's exciting avenue. Very exciting.
Yeah, it is. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it should be good.
I think it's great because it brings people together. I know there are a lot of people, like you said, who may not be able to travel. So if you're down in Plymouth or somewhere, it's going to be very difficult for you to get to a store and sample along at the events. So you've now got the opportunity to join from the comfort of your own home and not have to worry about travel.
Exactly. And we're going to try and find the balance between how many sort of virtual hosts we do as well as the in-person events that we have as well. And obviously we have many events coming up in the next year across all of our locations. So if you can't make the virtual hosts, keep an eye out for those ones as well.
Definitely. And then there was one more thing that was very exciting that happened this year, also in November.
Right.
We launched the CG Plus.
The loyalty scheme.
Yeah,
the loyalty reward scheme. And we had a bit of fun as well with that.
We did, yeah.
With the videos, and we tried a few different ways to try and get it across, and ultimately ended with the one that we went with. But it's another thing to kind of give back to our customer base. You know, we have the loyalty points at the minute, but there's a lot of grey areas with them. You know, people aren't necessarily finding the use for them or whatever. It kind of takes a long time to save up, right?
Yeah.
But with this new loyalty scheme, I think that throughout that process of saving up your points, you're getting rewarded, you're getting schemed, like we're giving you things back. There's
exclusive deals. Yeah.
You will kind of have first access to many things that we're going to have happening across the next year.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I know, shout out Chris for his idea, and obviously the team's now managed to put that together. Exciting, again, another step forward. So hopefully we can just keep rolling on and doing that same thing, just keep moving the market forward.
Exactly, yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, exciting year, and I'm sure there's so much more to come in 2025. I feel like 2024 has been really, really good for marketing here. Like, as you guys listening will know, marketing as of lately, for like just in general, has become so advanced lately. You know, people are using AI now. There are different ways of marketing things, like unique ways to do things.
So I see something the other day. Sorry to cut you off, but I was going to ask you a question. How do you feel about that? AI and marketing. Did you see Usman wrote a...
he wrote an article, yeah.
I didn't read the whole article, but I saw it, and I was thinking, he's got a fair point. Do you think that people are going to go too far and rely too heavily on AI and kind of take that personal touch away from it? Because I know we had this discussion with technology moving forward with just cigar industry in general, but on a marketing front. I think it's a little bit worrying for a lot of people. I'm friends with a guy on Facebook called Dean. He has his own photography company and whatnot, and he is always worried about AI. He's created petitions against it and whatnot because it's stealing work. It essentially is, and I think a lot of employees across the world, globally, are now worried about it because they're thinking, well, is it going to take my job? Because we've already seen self-scanners in stores, which completely eradicates any need for employees. So it's like, where can it go from here? It's kind of creating a rod for our own back.
Yeah.
And I think I like it. You know, when you see like a really, really cool photo, and we can use it. For example, George Frakes, his brother, how he takes his images, and the guy that we had here, Steve Gray. Yeah. He, as you say, he goes out early in the morning, or he goes to these extravagant places and takes the image, but he's had to physically be there, find that shot. Yeah. Which I think there's reward in that. I think there's an art to it. I don't think everybody can do it. If we could, then everybody would. I just think AI is now going to bring or take that away. The personal touch is going to disappear.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a worry. I mean, it's really interesting because I spoke to you recently when the Spotify Wrapped came out, didn't I? There's now an AI podcast on Spotify, and it sounds like people, like genuine people.
Yeah. So do you know when you told me about that, I thought it was going to be an entire podcast. Like,
well, I thought that too.
But it just talks over your Spotify Wrapped, doesn't it?
I think so. It just gives you like an introduction to what's happened throughout the year on your Spotify, but they sound like people.
Yeah, and that's where it started. So by this time next year, what are they going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
It's an insane thought, and as much as it's really, really impressive and it's super cool technology taken off, you do have that sort of doubt and that second-minded thought that's kind of like, how is it going to actually affect, marketing?
Yeah, exactly.
It's an insane.
I mean, we've talked about it a few times at events and whatnot, because I always ask people like Anthony or George, what they think about technology, because obviously you got premium hand-rolled cigars and you got machine-made cigars, which aren't premium. With the progress of technology now, will we see a lack of cigar rollers and more technology introduced into making cigars? And then would that then ruin the value of potential premium cigars? So even if it's the same blend, let's say the Cuba Cuba, if they then start making this with machines in future, because AI and technology is so advanced, is this then considered premium?
So we had that discussion, as you said, at the event, right? And Anthony said similar to me. I think I don't think that they will move into having machines roll premium cigars, because again, once having it, I don't know what it is, but having a physical person plant the seed, nurture that seed all the way through the process, fermentation, all of that, they finally get to it and then they hand roll it. If they got to the end and just chucked it all in a machine, it kind of takes away from the entire process. So again, is that going to then cause a price drop? Is everything going to become less premium? Or it's a strange one to think about, but I think they'll definitely try, and I think they will manage to keep hold of hand-rolled premium products the whole way through. I feel like it would be a massive shame to introduce technology to actually roll cigars. Yeah,
I hope they keep it the way it is, because obviously kids now growing up with things like TikTok or YouTube or anything like that, so they're moving away from a lot of physical tasks, moving on to tech-based things.
Yeah.
So will that culture disappear?
Yeah. And it's also mad to think on that front how much the shift and like the cultural shift will be. Because will we then not have less able people because everything will be online, everything will be able to be done technologically, but manual labour and things will still exist. They'll still need people to go out. But if everything can be done from the comfort of your home, since COVID happened and we can work from home, is everyone going to kind of take that route and think, comfort over, hard work? But then it takes, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because there's rewards to it, but there's massive cons to it as well.
Yeah.
It's a strange one. It's weird to think, or it's going to be good to see kind of what route the cigar industry takes. And I think 2025, moving into 2026, we'll see more steps forward. But whether that be technologically or elsewhere, I don't know.
I mean, we've seen some changes. So, for example, some brands have now introduced the QR codes, and you can kind of trace back the roots of the cigar being made and whatnot, which is really interesting.
Exactly, and I think that's a very cool way to introduce the technology. Technology, I keep getting mixed up between technology and technological here. But I think that's a cool way to do it, because everyone's got a phone. Basically, you've got a computer in your pocket. So if you've got a QR code where you can get absolutely all the information you need, perfect. But that cigar's still hand-rolled. It's still a human process.
Yeah.
So I think that's the way they should go. 100%.
I agree.
But as I say, we'll see where it goes. And,
it's interesting. I want to know what you guys think at home. Where do you think the industry is going to go, and how technology is going to change, history, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. As I say, we're kind of living somebody else's history at some point, aren't we? So.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much going on right now in the world. Are you seeing all this UFO stuff?
No. I don't know.
All these drones are going nuts in New Jersey and America. And
see, do you know what's funny? Like, I saw, it was on Instagram or something. I can't remember who it was, but they were in Essex, and they were filming, and it was a huge drone they were saying it's almost as big as a car.
Yeah, so that's all over America right now.
So what are they though?
So I don't know. So they're apparently tracing orbs in the sky, but these orbs, the government claim that they don't know anything about it. They don't know what's going on, and they can't explain it.
American government.
But Trump said himself he believes the government knows what's going on. Of course they know what's going on.
Yeah, of course.
If not, they'd shoot it down.
Yeah, exactly.
But there was a video of a drone that flew to one of these orbs and burnt into flames and fell to the ground. Yeah. So there
really, really strange times.
I mean, there are a lot of conspiracy theories right now.
I can't remember what I was going to say. That was it. I saw something the other day as well. And I can't remember the date because my memory's horrendous. But all the planets are going to align. And they'll be visible. So you can see 7 planets.
When?
From Earth. I can't remember the date. I think it's...
1,000 years by now.
No, I think it's January at some point.
Really?
I'll try and find it on my phone later on.
Watch it be a cloudy night.
Yeah, more than likely. Oh, yeah, it's really visible from Earth, but everywhere's just cloud.
I remember we had the aurora recently, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I didn't hear anything about it online or whatever. And then I just kept seeing pictures of people posting it online. And then my mate went, yeah, you have to go outside and... did he say...
Is it low exposure? You can only see it with low exposure.
Yeah, he said you can only see it through a camera. Yeah. I was like, I thought he was joking. So I was like, yeah, whatever. But I went and did it and it worked. But I missed it because I got the worst part of it.
I always miss things like that because they always say and it comes up and there's a date and then I'm like, yeah, I'll go so-and-so. So I like to go to, say, that the ruins or something like that. And the day passes and I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot I was meant to go down there.
Yeah.
But it's a funny one.
Yeah. So shall we move on to cigars because...
Yeah, I just want to ask you a question quick. How is that treating you?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest, construction, look at that. It's a bit all over the place for me.
Do you feel like you've just moved too far from sort of infused tobacco and infused flavors? Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's just
it's just not
my palate's grown. Yeah.
It's a strange one, isn't it? It's weird how that happens because you couldn't talk highly enough of them.
No, exactly.
And as I say, like it's not as a bad blend. You might just, as I say, palate's just extended or
different,
moved on.
Yeah. It's not too bad, but I think I've definitely moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the Cavalier?
It's pretty much everything that I thought it would be. It's resonating with me again. The Maduro wrapper, the bold, deep flavours, a little bit of earthiness here and there. But there is a nice, subtle, like, chocolatey taste that I'm getting. It came in a little bit in the first third. Moving into the middle third is kind of, as I say, coming and going a little bit. It's not as prominent. But there's no bitterness, there's no harshness, there's no nothing like that. It's smooth, robust. It's just a really, really good cigar in my opinion again. And I think it's a great way to sort of end this year, start 2025.
Yeah, it is a gorgeous cigar.
Mm-hmm. It does look great. I'm excited to see whether this little bit of gold on the wrapper actually changes anything. I don't know whether it's going to have some of that. Do you know how I say a bright or metallic-y type taste? I don't know whether
is that just because it's gold though?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know whether it's like my head playing games or whatever, but I'm thinking maybe it's got to change it subtly, surely. I mean, we'll find out in the next sort of 20 minutes, but it is a good one. Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I've got a little game for us.
Okay.
And we spoke briefly about this, and I hope you've got your list ready.
I have, yeah. I've printed my list off because it's just a little bit easier. I don't have a pen though, so if I have a pen... Oh, I do have a pen. That's good. But I'll let you explain anyway.
So I thought it would be interesting if we picked 10 cigars for each other, and we then have to basically decide what position they're going to be from 1 to 10, 1 being best, 10 being least favourite, and we have to place them as we go. So you're not going to see the whole 10 cigar, the full list.
Oh, okay.
At the start. So it's literally just as we go. So I'm gonna name one cigar, and you're gonna place it between 1 and 10. Oh,
okay. So this changes it. So this is better. But I thought what we would do, I had in my head that I was just going to give you the list and you were just going to sit here, read them all and then go 1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
Okay, that makes it more interesting. Okay. So, what do you want? Do you want me to do your list first? I'll read the first one. And then we'll do
and then
all
I
10.
have to place it.
So we'll do all 10 of yours. And then I'll do all 10 of mine, yeah?
Yeah.
So when you say the number, I'm just going to put the number next to it.
Okay, yeah.
And then we can just say, okay, so...
This could go horribly wrong.
Because you don't never know what's coming next.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh, this is a cool one. Right. Okay, so shall I start?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first cigar on the list for you is the Don Pepin Garcia Blue Label Invictus Robusto.
That was a good cigar. That was interesting. That was different. Mm-hmm. Would I put it in my top 10 though? Probably not.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it at...
It's a good job I've got control of your top 10 here.
I don't know what you've got down though.
Exactly.
I'm gonna put it at a 7, just to leave a few.
So you're gonna go 7.
7, yeah.
I'm gonna put that there. Okay, so cigar number 2, Cohiba Siglo 1.
Oh.
So this one was the one that you had on the podcast with Mitchell, right? Oh no, this was a cigar of the month.
This was cigar of the month. Yeah. Oh, that's good, and that's really good.
Mm-hmm. A polar opposite to the first.
I'm thinking of... Is it top 3?
Well, you never know.
I'm gonna stick it at... Oh, this is difficult. I'm gonna put it at 4.
4?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that one at 4.
Okay. So my next one, Aging Room Quattro Nicaragua Maestro. I had that very recently.
Yeah.
This is more of a cigar that I thoroughly enjoy. But
enjoyed it more than the Don Pepin Garcia Blue Label. Mm-hmm. Did I enjoy it as much as the Siglo one? Maybe not. I'm going to put that 5. Oh, fantastic.
I don't know how I managed to do that every time. Okay, so you're going 5 for the Aging Room.
Yeah.
Okay. So, number 5. So, the 4th cigar I'm giving you is Perdomo 10th Anniversary Connecticut Robusto. I feel like it's been a while.
I'll give it a 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
9.
It was alright.
Okay. I feel like this one's going to be high in your list. The Nub Cameroon 460.
Ooh. See, I did think that was in my top 5 originally, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. I think if you...
So, the Siglo one's at number 4.
Yep. So you've still got 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, and 10 left.
I'm gonna put that at number 2.
2, okay.
I do remember that, and I always go back to that,
mm-hmm.
and I think about how good that was.
Okay, so ready for the 5th one?
Yeah.
5th one? 6th one. The Tabernacle David.
I knew that was
Foundation
coming.
Cigars.
I knew that was coming.
The Tabernacle David.
I'm going to put that number 1.
Okay.
I'm going to put that number 1.
I can definitely understand why. It is a very, very good cigar.
That was a very special one for me. I think that was one of the first really full strength cigars that I was like,
mm-hmm.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you could see what the kind of full-bodied, full-strength cigars can offer you.
I understood it.
Yeah.
Like, I really understood it. The complexity, the flavor profile, everything was just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good.
Yeah, I agree. My next cigar for you is the Oliva Serie V Bellicoso. So we had this recently on the previous Virtual Hearth.
That was nice. So what have I got left?
So you have got 3, 6, 8, and 10 left.
Okay, I want to leave that number 3 spot, so I'm going to put that at number 6.
Okay, number 6. I feel like this one might go in your number 3 spot. The Sheraton 160th Anniversary Cigar.
Yeah, we'll go number 3.
I knew that was coming.
That's a good cigar.
That is a very good cigar.
That's a fantastic cigar.
Creamy, smooth.
Mm-hmm.
You can have that kind of any time of the day.
Yeah.
Early morning.
Mm-hmm.
Great start. Okay. Is it the penultimate? The one before the end? Trying to get fancy here with words.
Penultimate.
Penultimate cigar. I hope that's right. the Camacho Ecuador Robusto.
Oh, that's good. I like that as well.
You've either got 8 or 10.
I've really messed this up, haven't I?
But this is.
I'm going to have to go 8 because that's a really good cigar.
Okay, so you've been left with your number 10 spot, Zino Nicaragua Toro.
That's a good cigar as well.
Mm-hmm. So do you want me to recap?
Yeah, okay.
You could maybe change some. I'll give you one change if you want. Or should we just leave it?
No, we'll just leave it. We'll leave it.
Okay, so your list. At number 10, you got the Zino Nicaragua Toro.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, Perdomo 10th Anniversary Connecticut Robusto.
Mm-hmm.
8, Camacho Ecuador Robusto. 7, Dom Pepin Garcia Blue Label Invictus Robusto. Probably the longest naming cigar ever. Number 6, Eliva Siri V Bellicoso. Number 5, Aging Room Quattro Nicaragua Maestro. Number 4, Cohiba Siglo 1. 3, Sheraton 160th Anniversary. 2, Nub Cameroon 460. And the number 1 spot takes the Tabernacle David by Foundation.
I'm happy with the top 5. Yeah. I think the bottom 5 could have modelled them around a little bit, but
well, as I say, it's a blind tier list, so it could be completely backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
It is what it is. But right, I guess it's my turn now, which I'm thinking I'm going to absolutely muller this.
So, your first one is the Aladino Classic Robusto.
Aladino Classic. It's been a while.
You only had it a few months ago.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go 7.
7?
7.
Okay.
I just because I don't know where your head's gone with the list. So as I say, that could be really backwards. Okay. I mean, it's a great cigar.
The Partagas Serie D number 4.
That was good. That was very good. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, what was it? Did I say 7 for the last one?
Yeah.
Is it a 6 or an 8? Is it a 6 or an 8? I'm going to go 6. I did enjoy that cigar. Okay.
Next one.
Mm-hmm.
Dom Pepin Garcia Blue Label.
I had a feeling we were both going to say this. So for that cigar, again, as you mentioned, it is a very interesting cigar. It's almost like the cap's on the wrong end. Yeah. It's really, really...
It's backwards in the good way.
Exactly. It's really, really enjoyable. Yeah. So I'm going to go number 4.
Number 4?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm going to go 4.
That's higher than I thought it would be for you.
Yeah, I like that. Enjoyed that. Mm-hmm.
The Umnum Bond.
For me, I'm going to go 10. It didn't marry up to my expectation and, my personal palate. So I'm going to go 10.
Mm-hmm. The Joya de Nicaragua Cinco de Cinco.
Oh, that is a very good cigar. Did I say 4 for Dom Pepin?
You said 4.
So I'm going to go 5.
5? Yep.
This is so hard to do blind.
So you've got 1, 2, 3, 8 and 9.
Okay.
The next one is the Romeo Julieta Wide Churchill.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 8 and 9.
Yep.
Oh, I've ruined this. 8. Very, very good cigar, but if I had it my way, I'd switch the Partagas Serie D number 4 in that to make that one 6 and that one 8. But obviously we can't do that, so we'll run with it.
Okay. I feel like I know where this one's going. The Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust Sin Compromiso Selection Intrepido. I feel like that's a longer name.
That is a very long name. See, now I'm expecting another cigar to come up, which I'm thinking will become my top spot.
Okay, interesting.
But that is one of my all-time favourites. I'm going to go 2 and hope this other cigar comes up.
Okay.
I'm going to go 2.
You got one that's you're hoping to come up.
Yeah.
So you're going 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2.
Okay.
Oh, such a good cigar.
So quite a big difference now. You got 1 and 9 left.
Brilliant.
So the next one is the Drew Estate Deadwood Crazy Alice.
Yeah, I'm going to go 9 with that.
9.
I'm quite happy with that. It's a very good cigar construction-wise, all of that, but the same with you with the Cuba. It's very flavourful in terms of almost infused. A lot of sweetness. So I think, yeah, number 9, that's a solid spot.
I just realised you've got 3 left as well.
I've got 3 left.
No, you've got number 3 left.
I've got 1 and 3 left. So these two
1 and 3.
Yeah, these two make up my top 3, along with the Intrepido.
And I feel like the cigar you were hoping is on here.
Okay, that's perfect.
I hope anyway.
Perfect, that's good.
So the next one is the EP Carrillo Pledge Prequel.
Yeah, I'll go 3 with
3.
that one. Yeah.
Okay. I hope you know what this one is.
So can I guess what I think?
Okay, try to guess.
So I'm going to guess Plasencia Almafuerte Robusta.
Spot on.
Sweet, that's my number 1. That's my number 1.
Right.
I think that's a good list. Good list.
Okay.
Little recap.
So number 10, you've placed Umnum Bond. 9, the Drew Estate Deadwood Crazy Alice. 8, you've put the Romeo Giulietta White Churchill. 7, the Aladino Classic Robusto. 6, the Partia Serie D number 4. 5, Hoya de Nicaragua Cinco de Cinco. 4, the Dom Pep and Garcia Blue Label. 3, EP Carrillo Pledge Prequel. 2, Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust San Compromiso Selection Intrepido. And number 1, the Plasencia Almafuerte Robusto.
Do you know what? I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
The only ones I'd switch are the 2 Cubans. Because I did enjoy the Romeo Wide Churchill a little bit more than the Serie D number 4.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's just that from a size format point of view or what, I don't know, but I've had that a couple of times and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Another shout to Cuban cigars, Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2. Really, really good cigar.
Was that not the 3?
No, the number 2 I prefer.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do like the number 3. Again, I think it's just from a format point of view. But blends are very, very similar, honestly. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that list. It could have quite easily gone really south and be quite jumbled, but
I think you placed yours better than I did.
I think, to be honest though, I think I put in quite a few that are like teaser ones for you.
Well, I put in
quite a hard
one.
list.
I put in one that I knew you didn't like.
Right.
So it probably made it a bit easier. But all of those cigars I like, so
I just give you a little bit more of a challenge.
yeah, exactly.
But that's what we like. That's what we like. But obviously, you guys as well. We'd love to hear your top 10 from the 2 lists. How you rate those cigars? Obviously, let us know in the comments below, because it would be quite intriguing to see, what you rate highly and what you rate not so highly,
and whose list was better.
Yeah, exactly. Vote on which ones you prefer as well, which could be quite insightful. I think it's subjective, right? It's a difficult one.
Yeah, of course it is, yeah.
2 great lists, though.
Yeah.
Great cigars.
Yeah. We've had like I said before, we've had a great year, but 2025 is a new year, so should we talk about resolutions?
Yeah, I mean, we discussed this off camera a little bit. We haven't said to each other what our resolutions are going to be, and this is something that I never do. Because I feel like a New Year resolution, sometimes it can be great, but sometimes people tend to put a very outlandish goal for the year, and they kind of set themselves up for somewhat failure. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I tend not to do it, but for the sake of all of this, I've got a couple in mind.
Yeah, I mean, last year I set a goal for each month.
Yes,
and I achieved 5 out of the 12, which is
good. That's still good.
It's not bad.
Mm-hmm. Not bad. So are we going to do a general life one?
Yeah, so we'll do
one?
General life one and then cigar related ones. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to go first? Or do you want to go first?
You go first. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with cigar related. Coming off the back of the list, we may as well. Had I actually smoked this in 2025 in January, I'd be in a very good position right now. But I'm going to count it. I'm hoping to try at least one, but around 1 to 3 cigars that I've never sampled before. I would like to do that every month for this year.
Okay.
I think it sets you up to have a much wider knowledge on cigars. And, we always say, don't we, if you can try wide, before you buy sort of deep. It's a great way, and obviously from our standpoint, it's always good to know as much as we possibly can.
Definitely, yeah.
And what about you?
So I've actually got 2 for the cigar resolutions because I was struggling with the general ones. First of which being try more brand varieties, because I find myself going back to the same sort of brands over and over because I know I like them, so I'm going to get them.
Of course. See, that's a very good one as well, because it's quite easy to think, oh, I fancy a cigar and go to a specific name or a specific brand, isn't it? I find myself doing that a lot. So that is a really, really good one.
Yeah, and it's usually Michelera, and don't get me wrong, I'll still buy them because they're genuinely great. I mean, barbecues, they're perfect for.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you've got friends and they want a cigar, they're perfect because everyone likes them.
Exactly. They are good.
Second one was this is more like video creation, make more top 10 lists. Which is when it comes back to you guys. What top 10 list do you guys want to see from us? I think the last one we did was really, really good. It was the Christmas cigars one.
Yeah.
Hit 3,000 views, so it's done pretty well.
Yeah. So I think there's some achievable resolutions. So yeah, I think that's a good choice.
What about your general ones?
I was thinking about asking the same question. My general one, obviously I've mentioned previously on podcasts and videos, I'm getting into golf, but I'm only sort of scratching the surface. I'm definitely making improvements and everything, but I would love to manage to actually dive a lot deeper into the world of golf. Again, that kind of brings hand in hand cigars. So if I can marry the 2 passions, it would be, well, yeah, exciting. It'll be a good venture. I may with that start a little YouTube channel or start something outside of the usual things that I'm involved in, and just for a bit of fun. Really.
It's good because you've got 2 niches come together, and a lot of people who play golf smoke cigars.
Exactly. So I think it'd be good. As I say, I think that'll be rewarding. It's very good for like mental health and all that stuff. You focusing on the one thing, you and a golf ball, basically. You clubs, load of grass.
Yeah.
Try and get a little ball into a little cup at the end of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that'll be my general New Year's resolution this year, I think.
That's a pretty cool one. I like that.
What about you?
For myself, I think I'm just going to continue focusing at the gym. I've kind of slacked off the past couple of weeks. I was ill with a cold recently, so I didn't go, and then I'm making up other excuses.
It's such a spiral. As soon as you don't go for a couple of days. Oh.
But yeah, I'm going to get back to it. Going tonight. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
No?
No, probably legs or something. But
never skip leg day.
No, exactly. But yeah, I'm going to stick with going to the gym more often because I journal my progress as well. I think it's really important. And yeah, I think I'll be doing that. I haven't set any other resolutions.
No, that's fair enough. As I say, it's more of a goal that you can control a lot easier, because it comes down to obviously dedication and stuff like that. So I think that's a really good one as well. But obviously, let us know below as well what your cigar-related New Year's resolutions, as well as your personal ones. If you want to let us know, it'd be great to hear some of them.
Definitely. But, should we take it back to the cigars?
Yeah.
What have you found with yours so far?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it's quite a robust cigar, quite full-bodied, a lot of complexity. It's kind of like an overall earthiness, bit of a mustiness in there, but you're getting this hint of sweetness and a little bit of chocolate here and there as well, which that, along with the sweetness of the Blantons that we've had today, has really, really married up quite well. So it's definitely one I would go back to, and skipping ahead, this cigar is definitely for me.
Okay.
I know that's going to be your next question, so definitely a cigar that's for me. I think it marries up really, really well. Cool. What about you? The Cuba.
I think I'm struggling to work it out.
Okay.
Because it is pretty much just sweet. There's still a little bit of spice there on the forefront. But other than that, I can't really work it out. I'm having issues with construction as well. I've had to light it about 5 times during this recording. Maybe I got a dud. I don't know. I mean, it canoed within the first 5 minutes of lighting it up. But, I mean, I've not disliked it, but I've not enjoyed it, if that makes sense. You know?
Yeah. But I think that's kind of the risk you kind of take going back to the start. Because as you say, your palate materializes and it kind of develops as you go forward. So it's also a bit of a risk, a bit of a jump. But
it brings the question, is it worth Like, are some things better as a memory?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, better left in the past for you personally.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to say that this one, currently, not for me.
Okay.
Just because of the palate change.
The first one we've had. It might be
the first not for me, yeah.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
I definitely recommend it, though. I mean, if there are people who are starting out smoking cigars, definitely recommend these because they're so easy to get on with if you're new to it. It's such an easy way to introduce someone to cigars, and because they never know that a cigar could be sweet.
Yeah. And the good thing about Drew Estate with them as well, you can get the equivalent in the Blue Connecticut.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The Acid At Maduro, you can get it as the Morado Maduro. So there's definitely smaller options for you to kind of sample before you commit to that.
Exactly. And you've got the tobacco specials as well, which is like a coffee chocolate flavour.
So I actually smelt one the other day. And I don't know whether it's extra age or what, but it was the most chocolate I've ever smelt from any cigar ever. Even other tobacco specials that I've smelt, you get the hint, you know it's there. But that, as soon as you put it, it was literally, if you blindfolded me and said, is that a bar of chocolate?
Strong.
I would have said, yeah, it's a bar of chocolate.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Really strong.
Mm-hmm. But I think that it kind of wraps it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think you guys should definitely check out the Sip and Smoke subscription. In the description below, you'll receive both of these cigars for the price of $39.99, which is pretty much a bargain. I mean,
yeah, great deal.
The retail price for both of these together is what, $50?
Something like that, yeah. I can't remember if that was next month's, but yeah, you're getting a bargain regardless.
Definitely. Check it out. But yeah, I think it's been an enjoyable podcast. Oh my god,
it has. It's been nice to kind of take it
dropping the ash on myself.
It's been nice to take it back to the roots of it. You know, back to the beginning. Me and you sitting here talking, enjoying good cigars, enjoying a good pairing. So it's been great.
But we'll be back to usual next month with the guests. We'll have Chris from Barker's of Harrogate coming on. Yep. That'll be interesting to get to know him. I've never met him. I don't think you have either.
I haven't, no.
So that'll be interesting to learn about him and what he does. But yeah, if you did enjoy this, please leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Spotify if you haven't already. And until next time, stay safe and happy huffing. Peace.